to an evening of poetry in this brand new, resplendent Anvil Center. I understand there are hundreds of people here for the opening. How many people here were at the opening? Thousands. Wow. How many people here were at the opening? Quite a few. Oh, we have a few. And we get to hear poets tonight. Can everyone hear me at the back? Can you hear me? Yeah? I'll project my voice. So we poets, we know to do that. And I know many of you are experienced readers. Some of you aren't. So tonight is the Royal City Remembers. I'm Rene Saklikar. I'm a poet. And I grew up in New Westminster. And I am absolutely delighted and honored to be your host this evening. I'm going to start with a little bit of framing of our evening and some thank yous because there were so many fabulous people involved in this. And then it's all about the poets. I'm going to read your name and the short bio that you've provided. If I make any mistakes, I apologize in advance. You can correct me. You're going to read one of your poems. Some of you poets have been very prolific, and you have several poets in this wonderful collaborative project. But please just read one, whichever one you've chosen. Read the title if you would. And if I may, as a published poet who performs her work quite a bit, if you don't mind me saying, read the title of your poem, please, and get right into your poem. Don't do the thing where you start explaining about the poem. I'm looking at a couple of my peeps here. I'm looking at a couple of my peeps here. Yeah. Just read the title and get into your glorious poetry. Okay?
All about the poetry.
It's all about the poetry. So this project, as many of you know, is a collaboration between the City of New Westminster and the Royal City Literary Arts Society. And I just want to do a shout out because our poet laureate, Canon James, is not here this evening. Kyle McKillop is the president, interim president. And let's hear it. And any mistakes I make aren't his fault. So I thought what I really wanted us to think about was this amazing, iconic photograph that you're all familiar with, clearly. And I loved what the organizers say about it. It references the themes of love, loss, and loyalty. So there's poetry walks, there's a statue, Biliana. Now, I'm used to it. Biliana Velkova. It's a beautiful name. Russian? Ukraine? Bulgarian. Bulgarian. So Daniela Elsa, famous Bulgarian-Canadian local writer. Oh. Biliana's going to speak about these things shortly, but first I want to do these important thank yous. Okay, City of New Westminster. So fruitful a collaboration. Kyle has prepared some notes for me. They worked together with the Royal City Literary Arts Society, RCLAS, to do all these different events that Biliana is going to shortly tell you about. Ruby Campbell, are you here? All right. She's with the city. And she was also very integral to the initial impetus behind this Wait For Me, Daddy series of projects. She helped guide through the brainstorming process and winnowing down projects. And then there's our dear Janet, Kwamen. Come on, this is my first mistake. Coach me several times. Janet, my dear. Now, apparently you worked on this for 9 months.
Well, no, it was meetings way
Meetings,
back.
collaboration.
So yeah, a meeting was a long time ago.
All right, let's give it up for Janet. And then we have, of course, the Downtown New Westminster Business Improvement Association. Do we have a rep from there? No. Okay. Well, the executive director, Kendra Johnston, was instrumental in finding local businesses to partner for the walk. Yeah, I might say more about that. Now, are you going to read out the businesses?
They're on the back.
They're on the back. Yes. I just think this is so incredible. So, some of our poets from whom you'll read tonight were, I guess, selected to have their poems displayed. It's quite a thing, right? You get the plaque with the whole poem, and you get a line from the poem, and there's a whole list. I really encourage you to get one of these. They're just so beautiful. They have a list of the poets. They have where the poems can be found. Pretty cool. And I won't list all the businesses, but they're all there. And if there are any business people who have supported this, put up your hand and I'll acknowledge you right now. Don't want anyone to feel left out. Sitting there, she didn't say it. And then Mark at Scene Signs. Is Mark here?
No.
But he did a great job installing the lines, and I think that's pretty cool. And of course, the biggest thanks goes to all the poets and the people who love and support poets. Thank you for being here. I'm now going to turn it over to Biliana, and then we'll get going with our poetry reading.
I'm not a poet, but I will do, what is it, deep breath and just go into it? Okay. Well, I'm actually so amazed that there's such a fantastic turnout tonight. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Biliana Velkova, and I'm the arts coordinator here at the City of Westminster. And it just occurred to me, we just opened, 10 days ago on Sunday? We've had so many firsts in this room, because we're still actually under construction in some areas of the building. We had our first watercolor class yesterday. I know Francie was part of it. We have our first cultural event. You guys are part of it. We had our very first kids art class last week. So it's a room of firsts. So, you have already become part of the legacy of this building. So thank you for coming tonight. I feel absolutely honored and blessed to have worked with all of you, and especially with Janet and with Kyle. I'm relatively new to this community. I just started this job about 5 months ago, and I'm just absolutely blown away by the talent and the number of artists and authors that I encounter every day. Just really quickly, as Rene mentioned, there's a suite of cultural projects. They're supporting the unveiling of the statue, Wait For Me Daddy. That statue is going to be, some of you have asked me, where is it going to be? You can actually see it just at Hyatt Square across the street, kitty corner from us. And it's going to be unveiled on the 4th of October at 11 a.m. And we've always wanted secrecy. I've never seen it, so I can't tell you what it looks like, so you have to come and see it for yourself. It's a huge national event. Canada Post is going to be unveiling a stamp. Canada Mint is going to be unveiling a toonie. You can, with the image, you can actually bring a toonie and exchange it the day. So I know. Yeah. So, you're part of this, and that's going to be living in stamps and in currency for a long time. So congratulations to you. I think it's fantastic. And the other couple of cultural projects that we did as part of the statue is actually, I'll talk about this one. And I know some of you are in this show. This is a community art exhibition downstairs on the 3rd floor. So I'm not sure if you saw it already, but if you're going downstairs when you leave, you can take a peek at the show. It's on the 3rd level on the back of the theater. We have 26 artists, all from Westminster, and the show is called Love, Loss, and Loyalty, Community Reflections. And it all deals, again, with the things behind the photograph. So I was very happy to work with the artists. Thank you. My sister. I feel like a magician. And of course, War Stories. I'm very excited about this event as well. This is coming up on October the 3rd, and we have a fantastic lineup of writers that live here or are somehow connected to Westminster. Annabelle Lyon, J.J. Lee, Marilyn Norrie, Catherine Parr, fantastic lineup. And so they're going to do a reading, and we're going to have a short panel discussion moderated by Calvin Wharton, who's the chair of Creative Writing, Douglas College. And that's going to be followed up by a reception and a little jazz trio by Douglas College on October 3rd. Starts at 7 p.m. and it's also our first cultural event at the theater. So many firsts. Wow. So I encourage you to come. It is a paid event. The tickets are $10 with actually 12 with service charges, and you can buy them at the door online. So thank you so much for coming, and I can't wait to hear you poem. Yeah. Wow.